and I went with my buddy Ian. He owns that company, Spiritual Gangster, and this is crazy. But in 3 days, he's going back for another 6 days with Tony Robbins.
Whoa.
Why?
Yeah.
I thought that was like the 6-day thing was like a once-a-year thing.
Well, that one, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's Date with Destiny. This is the mastery of business.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Why don't you settle down?
Take it easy.
You call me a liar? No.
Does he not get enough from the other 6 days to help him master his business?
It's different. You go there and you learn one type of thing, how to be a different person. Then Tony Robbins teaches you about business. Then Tony Robbins has another seminar, teaches you about relationships, all kinds of different levels of stuff. But the thing is, when I was with Ian in Palm Beach, and I told you guys that I was around all these people, the guy who co-founder of Uber, and Harry Morton from the Hard Rock Hotel, all these people, and they've kind of stayed connected a little bit. And no surprise, I'm more distant out of the group than anybody. One of the guys is in town, and so the three of us got together yesterday. And he's Bulletproof Coffee.
Oh,
heard of Bulletproof Coffee?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I was involved in this and these guys are very, very, very successful, these people. And so we're sitting at this table in an empty, huge office building. And I just got, this is going to sound weird again, but I just got some back work done. Remember that I went and told you about that thing I did? It was called a drop table, where they stretched my back out. It was the most insane thing I've ever been through my entire life.
Yeah.
I went and did it again yesterday. And then when I walked out, there we were, the three of us chilling out, and we're sitting there talking for a while. And then they go like next level, like using language that I don't know about investments in Wall Street, I think, and things going public, and we're putting together this group of investors, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there going, okay, I don't understand this language, and I don't know what to do. And so I start texting this friend of mine who is very, very successful. And I'm like, hey, man, I need you to meet these guys and what they're doing, right? And so then the way I could participate in the conversation was like, I'm texting my friend right now that almost like I'm trying to be the voice piece for the successful guy to participate in the conversation that's happening. Because other than that, I was sitting there totally quiet in between the two guys. Like Kyle, where you're sitting is one guy, and the other guy was over here to my left. And they're talking this way about investments and numbers and abbreviations for things that I don't know, and it got really, really uncomfortable. And anyway, it was, I'm not participating.
Okay, good. Because I would think that you would jump in and go, no problem, guys, I'm in. Whatever it is.
Oh, God, I actually did on one part. You're actually right. God, you do know me really well, because I even told my wife last night, I said, by the way, I was in this thing, I said, I'm in. And
That's what I expect.
And my wife said, well, what exactly is it? And I go, I don't know. I was in there, I wasn't participating. And then when they were bringing up the investments, I looked and I said, hey, what the hell? And he goes, well, I didn't want to put any pressure on you. I was like, why did you ask me to invest? And he goes, I don't want to put any pressure on you. I go, pressure? I'm in. Right?
Wow. You did it yourself.
So you don't know if you're an owner, a shareholder, giving a loan out?
Well, no, I think it would be the beginning part of a new venture that they're doing. That actually, I threw out a couple ideas, but anyway, so that sounds
I can just imagine you trying to like drop terms. You're like just sitting there, you're like, yes, Dow Jones. Things are up. 0.5.
So I have to tell you, I want to be like totally transparent and open about stuff. One of the things I learned about Tony Robbins, is like just be you and be open, be authentic. So I have to tell you something I'm learning to be a better me. So I'm learning how to stop doing certain things that I'm doing. And I have to tell you this, I have this insecurity issue right now that's driving me insane. There's something that's driving me insane. So here in this radio station, we've got like 7 or 8 radio stations in the building, right? Mm-hmm. And there's so many different levels of bosses. And we have, one big boss also runs a bunch of country music radio stations. He's kind of big in the country world, right? Mm-hmm. So this is going to sound strange, I'm about to tell you, but I've become friends with a famous country singer named Dierks Bentley. So Dierks and I text each other all the time, and about all kinds of stuff. And this is the part where I'm really insecure about, and I normally wouldn't say anything. But I so badly want the country boss to know that I'm friends with this guy. Right?
Okay, what would that accomplish?
Nothing. It's significance, which Tony Robbins says is bad. You're trying to get attention because you want to try to feel significant in some way, and you've got to stop that. So I'm being very aware that I'm craving something, right?
Right, good, okay. This is growth, right? This is growth.
What does Tony Robbins say to sort of like combat that?
You've got to make that not that important of a value and make it less important, and other things are more important than that. But and I get that. I've been really working on that. So couple of weeks ago when Dirks and I first started texting each other, this guy Steve, I was like, I sent him a text. Hey, by the way, this is crazy. Dirks Bentley wants to do hanging with the dog, blah, blah. And I'm waiting for him to go, no way, that's amazing. But he actually ignored that whole comment, right? So yesterday morning, or the night before last, Dirks and I were texting, and then yesterday morning, him and I were texting, and I go to the bathroom, and there's our boss, the country boss, Steve. And I'm at the urinal, looks at him, I go, hey man, is Dirks Bentley is he like a big deal in country music? You know? And he's like, yeah, he's pretty big. He sells out arenas. And he says, oh God, yeah, we were texting this morning about some stuff, right? And I'm waiting for Steve to go, what? You're texting with Dirks Bentley? What? At the same time as I'm feeling this, I'm feeling smaller and smaller about myself. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just like
so it is backfiring.
I'm like, this what?
Because he's not giving you.
He's giving me nothing, and I'm like, man. And I just feel, and I'm trying to battle my emotions of what's wrong with me. Why do I even care that this guy's not giving? So then my wife picked me up yesterday. We went to go to the school and do some stuff for Love Pop with this elementary school. And on the way there, I'm like, let me tell you something. Steve does not care that I know Dirks Bentley. And my wife's like, huh?
Now there's two of us.
And it's so stupid. And I just don't know. I'm just being honest with you. It's so stupid. Like, I don't care. Like, this guy Dirks is a really cool dude, and we got a lot in common, and we haven't even talked about stuff. Like, in my brain, I'm like, he's got a new album coming out, and I'm like, we should play his new song, because then the country music people are going to be like, why are these guys playing his new song? And I'll be like, because we're friends.
That'd be huge to have him in here. I'd say he's a big deal. He's got many a bar named after him.
Maybe you need to go back to Tony Robbins.
No, what I need to do is go back to my psychiatrist